I received this question from an anonymous sister. Thank you for opening up for questions. I am a female striving to stay celibate, but having a hard time finding men that can appreciate and join me on that journey. Am I going the wrong way about finding a man that is true to the Most High? I knew it was going to be difficult, but I get hit with statements like, "That's not how it works." I enjoy a few dates to get to know them, but then the sexual advances start, then frustration. Then I really see who they are. Am I wrong, or do I stay strong? A major issue with dating or getting to know someone who doesn't keep the Most High's commandments, who doesn't even know the Most High, is that if you sleep with that person, they're not going to be honorable and marry you. What sets Israelites apart is that when you sleep with an Israelite man, he usually will honor you and make you his wife. But the thing is, most Israelites don't even understand that they're supposed to ask the father for permission, sign a covenant, and pay a dowry. They don't understand this. So you're just going to end up being a concubine if you're a woman. And if you're a man and you don't understand the stages of marriage, you're going to make a daughter of Israel into a whore and break a major commandment. Okay, so it is something that you really need to know. You need to know, and I'm going to review all this. Just wanted to give you a heads up that worldly men do not honor women. You have a better chance at an Israelite man honoring you if you're a woman. So don't mess around with someone who doesn't know the Most. Before I get started with this informational video, I want to take time to let you know how much I really appreciate you. And I would greatly appreciate it yet more if you would like and subscribe to my channel. Feel free to comment and also share this video. Support me on patreon.com/Bathya. Thank you for your time. A major commandment when it comes to serving the Most High Yah is that we cannot make any covenants with the people of the land. Now, many people don't fully understand that this scripture is speaking about people who do not serve the Most High Yah. This is the main reason why Yah said not to make any covenants with anybody in the land, because they don't know him. They don't have allegiance to keeping his Torah law. So basically, anyone who doesn't have allegiance to keeping the Most High's law, you cannot make a marriage with. You cannot date that person in hopes of coming into a relationship. You can't do that. Okay, because Most High Yah is not racist. He didn't say don't make covenants with these people because they're white or because they're black, because he doesn't like their eyes, he doesn't like their hair texture. That's not the reason. The reason is in Exodus 34:12. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee. So you don't want to make any marriage with somebody, and then that marriage ends up being a curse to you, a snare. Verse 13. But ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their groves. For thou shalt worship no other Al. For Yahuwah, whose name is jealous, is a jealous El. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabited land, and they go a whoring after their Elohim. So if you marry someone who doesn't worship the Most High, let's say he's black or an Israelite, okay? He's an Israelite who does not have allegiance to the Most High. That person might have allegiance to Buddha, for example, another god. And so he could, even though he's an Israelite, he could make you worship Buddha. Now that person should not be your husband or your wife, someone who worships another god. So someone who's a Christian, if you come to worship the Most High, you cannot marry that person. So basically, a Christian Israelite, they usually worship JC. Okay, they praise JC. You know, they call themselves disciples of JC. Someone like that, they don't worship the Most High. They don't fully know that they worship the Most High. So someone who is only in the Old Testament and worshiping the Most High, you know, you have a good chance of converting someone who knows who they are and they worship Yah, and they just don't understand that they're not supposed to worship JC. Someone like that, I wouldn't say not to get into a conversation, and, you know, it's possible you could get to know them and possibly convert them and open their eyes. You could be the one to awaken them to the truth that they're supposed to only worship Yah and that Yah is one. Okay, so someone like that, as long as you're able to convert them and wake them up from that JC nonsense, you could, entertain the idea of the possibility, but know that you have to make sure they understand that if they don't worship the Most High only, that you can't consider them. They have to know that, in the beginning, and also, if it seems like it might get serious, you have to be willing to let go, because they could basically convince you and turn you away from the Most High and to worship in JC. So whether or not they're an Israelite or a foreigner, if they don't have allegiance, you cannot entertain. Now, the second part of your question is about the sexual frustration. Well, if someone worships the Most High, they should not be tempting you to have sex before marriage, because having sex does not make you married. And if you believe that, if you're a woman, you're going to end up a concubine. And if you're a man, you're going to be making a daughter of Israel into a whore, because we're not supposed to make the daughters of Israel into concubines. According to the scriptures, a woman is supposed to get dowry and sign a covenant, and the man is supposed to ask the father's hand in marriage. If the woman has already been married, as long as she has a divorce paper saying she is free from that first marriage, then she is able to, decide on a husband on her own. She doesn't need to ask her father for permission. Okay, so only a divorced woman is free from asking the father, but you still need to give her dowry. You still need to honor her with a covenant, because if a woman is not betrothed with a signed covenant, you're not married. Okay, basically you're treating her like a whore, because a concubine is a modern day girlfriend. You cannot make the daughter of Israel into a girlfriend. A girlfriend, they get no respect, and even in Babylonian custom, they get no respect. So men, stop turning the daughters of Israel into whores by making them your concubine with no covenant and no dowry. And so the next part of your question, you need to seek among your people. So let me just finish this scripture, because I don't think I finished reading this, verse 15. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their Elohim, and do sacrifice unto their Elohim, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice, and thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring, and after their Elohim, and make thy sons go after their Elohim. So if you marry someone who doesn't worship the Most High, this could be a generational thing where you start exchanging, daughters and sons, and basically your whole family ends up not worshiping the Most High. So you're cursing your family when you marry somebody who doesn't worship the Most High. You're not setting yourself to be prosperous. In 2012, I set up an online courting website. I say courting, not dating, because we're not supposed to be dating. Dating comes with the idea that, you're going to test out your partner before you marry them. And Yah's people should not test out anybody. Visit yazsingle.com to find someone to court. And I screened this myself. It's Yaz with two S's in the middle and an S in the end. Singles. So basically yazsingles.com. I screen people, and if you don't follow the stages of marriage, there will be 3 videos on the website. If you do not watch the videos, you will not get approved, because you won't answer the questions properly. So if you come to this website and you don't watch the videos and you do not know the stages of marriage, you're going to answer the questions wrong, and I won't approve you, because I'm screening people, because I see that there's a lot of whoredom being committed in Israel. When I say in Israel, amongst Israelites, because Israelites are making the daughters of Israel into concubines, and they're basically turning into whores. And the daughters of Israel, they don't even know their value. They're turning themselves into whores. And so I'm trying to prevent this. So if you're single, visit yazsingles.com, and you need to learn of the Most High first. If you don't know of the Most High and you're not fully understanding the scriptures, I would say fast and work on yourself, because if you enter into a relationship and you don't fully know what's going on, that man or a woman could deceive you with scriptures, and you might even find that, wow, you married the wrong person. So if you fully don't understand the Torah and this way of life, and you marry someone, you're going to set yourself up for some failure, and you're really not supposed to divorce. Once you enter into a covenant, you cannot divorce. I mean, you could, but you can't. It's not something that the Most High is very happy with. So get to know the Most High, get to know the laws, get to know yourself, understand the culture before you get into a relationship. Again, having sex does not make you married, because if you have sex without the father's permission to marry the daughter, you're going to have to ask for the permission, and he has a right to refuse. This is written in Deuteronomy 22 and 28. And so if he does approve, then you cannot put away this woman. You can't divorce her. So while a man does have a right to divorce a woman, if a man marries a woman by enticing her and the father says yes, he loses his right to divorce. So a man only has a right to divorce if he follows the stages of marriage and the proper protocol. If he marries a woman by asking the father first without sleeping with her, then his options for divorce is on the table, but he still pays the dowry. He doesn't get his money back for the dowry should he divorce. This is why divorce didn't happen that much. And this is why the dowry is necessary. And I'm going to write it all in a book if you still don't understand it, because this is a complicated subject. It's not complicated. The lies of the false prophets have made it complicated. So I hope this answers your question.